Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Lois and welcome back to Skybees. In the last episode, we were working on our machine base. More specifically, we were trying to automate a couple of things. One, the processors so that we can make more crafters, and the machine casings because, well, they're also needed for the crafters, and just in general, all the refined storage stuff. And to do that, we had to jump into extended crafting again, make an elite crafting table to make the automatic one, which I have down here, and it works pretty well. If I am to add just some of these quartz enriched iron, it makes it really quickly. It's actually really nice. So, other news, I have filled out all of the drawers. Except for one thing, but we'll get to that hopefully today, hopefully soon. And for the most part, everything is kind of logically placed. Not really. There's a lot of stuff that just I kind of just put where I wanted to put. But we have a lot of storage. Everything here has void upgrades. And so I've activated the extract on this guy, and everything should go in. We actually don't have any honeycombs except for these currently, but we do get, like, ender pearls. There goes an ender pearl, and it's immediately gone, and we should see I don't know how quickly these go, but we have 472, 473, so it is automatically putting everything away. I still need to get some more of, I need to get the crafters set up so that we can automatically make all of our processors, but we're moving away from machines today. I just wanted to show off that stuff, and then there's one other thing I wanted to do, and that is, we're going to make a thing real quick. We're just going to turn a concrete tile into a concrete tile slab, and we're going to put it right here. Looks exactly like everything else, but we can still access this chest. So if anything ever goes wrong, these cyclic pipes are kind of bad. They don't check to see if the inventory is full, which is why everything has to have void upgrades. And they can get clogged up. So if this chest gets clogged up, we'll know, and we can access it. So that is kind of the nice thing, and for that I probably won't put anything here. So yeah, that is our honeycombs automated. All we have to do now is move the refined storage system over here so that it's connected to everything, and get a external storage is what the item is called. That's an exporter, but get the external storage and get everything kind of set up. So yeah, that is that. So today what we're going to do is we have blood magic, and blood magic is something we need to make more steel casings. We need to use a blood altar for that, and well, I'm tired of giving it my own blood, so we're going to move our blood magic stuff over to this platform so that it's not next to that magic, and I've already got things kind of set up, and what we're gonna have is underneath here, way down there, we're gonna have a mob farm to bring hostile mobs up here so that we can kill them and get their blood. But before we get to that, we need to destroy this thing, and before I can do that, I need to get Terra Steel bees and Elementium bees, which are the only two bees we have left to make. And so that means mana. Now I am fairly close to getting all that we need. But yeah, we're gonna make another flower. And this flower is going to help because I have 71 levels. And while the Cakey is really good, I didn't mean to hit it. The Cakey is really good. No, go to that one. We could probably do with another flower, and I have 71 levels of experience. So that's what we're going to use. So the first thing we're going to need is we're going to need to throw in we're going to need to go grab the stuff to make this flower. And I actually wonder, quest book, Britannia, it is a quest. Okay, so we're going to be making the Rosa Arcana, and it's actually pretty easy. As you can see, I have 7 terrasteel, almost there. And for the fun of it, we're just going to go ahead and throw these blocks of coals. So what we need to do is we need to make a Rune of Mana, and that is really easy. We just do 5 mana steel and a mana pearl. It'll kick off. We'll need to put the living rock down, and to make the actual Rosa Arcana, it just requires 2 pink, 2 purple, and a lime flower. Really easy. So let's grab the water and put that down. This is done. So we get our rune. Now we won't get this one back, but it's okay. So those 2, and those 2. We throw seeds in there. No. 2 pink, 2 purple. Right? Purple, purple, pink, pink, lime. And a Rune of Mana. That's not right. Did I mess up? Oh, those are magenta. Whoops. Wrong color. Those are magenta. But those are purple. I need pink. Wrong color. Okay, there we go. And there is the Rosa Arcana. So that is not only a quest, but this flower is pretty good. So we're just going to put him right here. We're going to make sure he's hooked up to there. And if we get close to this flower, which I think we have to stand on it. No, we don't have to stand on it. It will start absorbing our experience levels. You can see our experience bar slowly going down. And it's producing a good bit of mana. Now, so what we're going to do is combination of cake and experience. And I think once it fills up, I do believe it stops taking your levels. So pretty handy. It'll be good to get more levels, but yeah, not bad. So I need to continue getting cakes and all that kind of fun stuff. This guy likes to not always have cakes available. It's normal, you know. Villager trading, always a fun time. But you know, we could make something. What is it called? It is called the Mana Seer's Eye, Mana Seer Monocle. So mana glass, gold nuggets, and a mana steel. I think that is doable. We have infinite mana steel, we have infinite glass, and we have infinite gold. I think we can handle this. Glass is here, and once we have this hooked up to the system, by the way, we don't have to search for things down here. We can just grab them from our refined storage system. We will get that set up soon, but not today. So let's throw that in there. That gives us mana glass, and if we come here, we should be able to make the Mana Seer Monocle, and then we can put that in our charm slot. Angel ring. Is there other? Oh. So that is the angel ring slot. Okay, that will stay there. Charm. We have there's a lot of things. But what the Mana Seer Monocle allows us to do is see, oh, it's not the one I thought it was. It does show the area of effect of things, so we can see that's where we can put stuff for the Endo Flames. The Rosa Arcana, you need to stand pretty close. But that is not what I was thinking it was. There is a way to see mana. I thought. So usually you have to look at something But I believe there is another way. That is something I'll look into. But we don't need this. It was not a good investment. That's okay. So let's get on with what I want to do today. So we are getting levels from trading with this guy, which is good. But yeah, what we're going to do is, first of all, we need to get rid of these guys. And so we're going to just capture them all. And something to note, the villagers with these capture, what are they called, Monster Ball, they reset the, like, data of the, like, specifics for the villagers. So the villagers will have their trades reset and all that kind of stuff, I think, especially if they're, like, this guy who is a sand villager. But there is another thing, the Mob Imprisonment Tool, which is just some plastic and a gas tier. Should be able to use that on him to move him, which we'll do that later. Okay, so let's grab... let's see, let's just put all these guys in here for now. And just move on with things. So we need to get rid of all of our animals because, well, they're not going to go here anymore. And so I can get rid of that, you know, clean this up. This is where our blood magic altar is going to go. But before we move it, I want to make something. If we are going to be using hostile mobs to get blood, we are going to need to sacrifice them. Now, typically we use a sacrificial knife, but this is only for us. It hurts us. I can't use it to hurt anything else and get blood out of it, so we need to make something that will. Luckily, it's pretty easy. The Dagger of Sacrifice is just an iron sword and 3,000 blood, so that's the first thing we're going to do. We have 80. Oh wait, no, that was... I don't even know. So 2,000. That should be more than enough. And then we just put the iron sword in there. And back up, eat some food. And this should be good to go. So nothing major there. Now all we need to do is we need to make a mob farm. And that's not going to be too difficult. We have some really good things. This shouldn't take too much longer. But we have some good things to do that we can use to make things a little bit easier. And we're going to try doing that. So there is the Dagger of Sacrifice. Now we can go ahead and pick this up. And these guys. And then we can do something pretty cool. So if we get our Sanguine Santium, our blood magic book, we're going to need to make a tier 4 blood altar at some point. This is the max tier that we'll need to ever make, because tier 5 isn't actually in the game. And if we put it... wait, nope. I think... if I put it like that... those are in the ground, but that's actually okay. So this is what our blood altar will look like when it's all done. But for now, we're just gonna have to just place whatever we have, and you know, eventually we can make this nice. We have runes of self-sacrifice, which are not particularly good for what we are going to be using later, but we can always make better runes when we get there. So let's break this, and we're going to unvisualize this because we don't need to have it. But what I want to do is I want to have the mobs come up, probably from back here, and they're going to come up a tube. We're going to, or we could have them come up right here and push them into a holding cell where we just hit them above this guy and get all the blood. You know, I kind of wonder. Let's see something. So if we have, let's see, how am I going to do this? We're going to need to bring them up and then bring them over, I think. So we need to figure out some details. Let's go ahead and get rid of, actually, no, let's not get rid of this yet. So we're going to do, there's going to be blocks here. And then these are going to be runes, just so that I know. So we don't, ruin things. But yeah, there is a tier 5 blood altar, but it's not actually useful yet. There is nothing in the game that requires a tier 5, and I don't even think we need to do anything with that at all. In fact, we don't have to do all that much. We need to make a master blood orb, which requires a tier 4, and I think everything else is just tier 4 stuff. So nothing that we have to worry about. So this altar is actually going to be fairly small, but what we're going to do, and I've already started this a little bit, down here we're going to make a platform, we're going to make a box, and we're going to use vector plates to move things around so that we can, so just black dye and stone, that's really easy. And I think we're going to make like a 9x9. We're also going to want like redstone lamps so we can turn the farm on and off. And then do we have wireless redstone? Wireless transmitters. Transmit wireless redstone to any compatible block. Perfect. So we can theoretically send and receive wireless redstone. And so what we'll do is we'll have a switch up here that we can hit, which will power the redstone farm on and off. Mobs will spawn, come up here, and that'll be that. So I need to do a little bit of building, and I need to get the terrasteel so I can get the terrasteel bees. Looks like we can get another terrasteel. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to build the very basic like box. I'm probably going to just build it out of like stone bricks. Sure, why not? And we'll have an entrance and all that kind of stuff. Maybe. But we need to make it spider proof. Spiders are going to ruin things. And then we're just going to do a water column all the way up. Do I have kelp? Kelp would be cool to make this easier. We do. So yeah, we should be able to make this pretty easy. Bring a water column up like here and bring them over and drop them down. I want the mobs to be pretty much full health, so we don't need to worry about anything fall damage wise, and it's gonna have minimal impact on kind of the view. So I'm gonna work on that off camera, and we'll come back once I have some progress done. Alright, so no more bee breeding for us. I've gone ahead and destroyed the little house that we had here for the bees, and yeah, we have terrasteel and elementium bees in there now, and their products are already in the system for the honeycomb processing. So yeah, we're pretty much good to go. Now I've also gone ahead and built up most of what we need. And if we fall down here, hopefully there's nothing down here. I've tried to spider-proof this. I don't know if it is actually or not, but we'll figure that out. And there is a way for me to get in here. We have a little bit of work to do up top, but this is all slabs, so nothing will spawn up here. And we got a little bit more work to do. But before we get into too much, I want to test things. And to test things, we're going to use this monster capsule. So this has a very special guy in it, aka a wandering trader. So I just want to see if there is something there. Will we be able to sacrifice it for blood? And we can. Perfect. So what I've done is there is a slab here. They'll land on slabs, which doesn't really matter. It's just to kind of make things look somewhat nice. And then there's this trapdoor here. This is just to hopefully make sure that baby zombies don't get in here. Don't get out, rather. Because we're not going to be filtering for anything other than spiders. Spiders would clog up the system because they're, too wide. But hopefully everything else works just fine. So we need to make a couple of things. And the first thing we need to make actually requires a bunch of black ink. So we come down here. RGB honeycombs. And I still have to process, there's a ton of honeycombs in the windmill, which that will get rebuilt at some point in the near future. But yeah, so we got some work to do. So what we need to do is we need to get some vector plates. And that requires these blank plates, which requires black dye. We're going to need 6 of them, I do believe. And actually, I want to keep these honeycombs. Just because. And we should have everything else in here, so we should be able to make the blank plates. And from that, we should be able to make the vector plates. We do need a bunch of sugar, so we're going to pop down here. And we have access to sugar. So let's just grab a stack of it. Just to be safe, let's also grab some slime balls. And we should be able to make some vector plates. Now, vector plates are pretty cool. Basically, what they do is, let's just do this on a regular crafting table. I'm going to move everything out of the system, free up all the disk space, because we don't need to have all the iron and gold and diamonds and that kind of stuff in there, because it'll be stored down below. So we're going to make some vector plates. We're probably going to need to make more of these, which is okay. But what we're going to want is, this is going to be a water stream. So we're going to have a bubble elevator. That's why this is 1 block lower. Push everything up all the way to the top. And they're going to pop out here. And then we're going to have a little bit of water so that they land here. And just, get pushed. Now, these are standard vector plates. We can upgrade these with just a little bit more sugar and some iron. And does it matter much? Doesn't matter much to me. So I think we're going to stick with these. So the next thing that we need to solve is, wireless redstone. So that's the next thing we're going to work on. So the vector plates, we'll put those down there. I do believe mobs can spawn on and in these blocks, so we don't have to worry about that. They can be waterlogged as well. So there's a lot of really cool things, and we'll get to all of the stuff here soon. But we need to get some redstone lamps down there, and we need to make them lit. Now, for that, we're going to need a wireless redstone transmitter, because we're going to do things wirelessly if we can. Just hit a lever on the side and not have to worry about any messy redstone. It'll make it look nice and clean. But this requires crystallized amber, and that requires a solidification chamber, so we need to make one of those. Luckily, they're pretty simple. I believe we're going to need a little bit of lapis and a little bit of obsidian, and I think it's like 18 lapis. I think we need 2 blocks. So let's see. The solidification chamber requires 2 lapis blocks, a quartz, a furnace. I don't have any cobblestone on me. Can fix that real easily. And we're also going to need quartz and glass. 2 glass. Do we have any quartz in here? I don't believe we do. But once again, we have everything down here, so we should be able to make the solidification chamber. No problem there. And all we need now is the ingredients to actually solidify. So we'll just put it here for now. Now, it does require honey. That's not how. Can this not? Nope. Okay, so we're gonna have to pipe in the honey or something. Let's go ahead and just make the rest of the recipe. So we're gonna need fire charge, redstone, and magma block. So the redstone is easy enough. The fire charge is coal and gunpowder, which both of those should be down here. Coal, and then we need magma cubes, magma slime. So That, I think, is not going to be too much of a problem, but we'll see. And then what was blaze powder? Perfect. So we get a fire charge. And I'm going to have to use a tank or something. Don't we have a tank of honey? We do. So we should be able to do that. And then all we need to do is hit this. Wrench mode. You know, we could just pipe it. That'd be just as easy. I want my configurator. Please give me that. Okay. So mechanical pipes, I believe we have some in here. We do not. That means they are in here. Yeah, basic mechanical pipes. Nothing too difficult there. And then we can configure fluids. And yeah, that can store a lot of honey. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and put all of that in there, including the extra bucket. Oh, this is a completely different type of honey. So that is why it's not working. Go ahead and get rid of all of those. And can we do something like this just to get rid of the honey? Let's see. Where's somewhere we can do this not causing a mess? Right up here. And we just block this off. And the honey's gone. Perfect. So, all we need now is the Magma Block. And that is just 2 blaze rods. And 2 slimes. Nothing too major there. So with that, we should be able... It has honey. It needs cyclic honey. Okay, no problem. We can just put in the melting chamber, because we have one of those. Will these actually transfer items back and forth? I actually don't know. Or rather liquids. But we can do fire, redstone, magma. And then in here, if we want the honey, 2 honey bottles, which we do have. So we put those in there. And I guess we are going to need our mechanical pipes and configure. There's probably an easier way, but there we go. Crystallized amber. Perfect. So we only need the one. We need bone blocks and we need comparators. We have the comparators. Bone blocks are easy. It's just a bunch of bone meal. We're going to need quite a bit of that, so let's just grab some bones. Actually, we probably have the bone meal, but we are going to need more bones and bone meal very soon. So let's just go ahead and turn that into 3 stacks. 2, 3, 4. And then for these guys, we're going to need 1, 2 recipes worth. I think if things work the way I think they do. But that is the Redstone Transmitter. And then we need 2 sets of the redstone receivers. The reason we're doing 2 sets is if we can get away with it, we are only going to have 1 transmitter and 1 receiver per redstone lamp. So hopefully it works. And let's just test these out because I've never actually used them before. Let's get a lever, which I think I have one in here. So ideally we put this right here. Those are something else that I don't know what they are. Okay. So let's look at cyclic. We might need to make more things. Remote lever. Okay, so what does that look like? It looks like these. Settings data card, shape data card, GPS data cards. Okay, so we need these. Carbon paper. Okay, nothing too difficult. And so what I'm going to guess, these have no, okay, I think I know how this works. So we're going to need 2 sets of the GPS data cards. So we don't need those anymore. Alright, this should work just fine. So let's look at this. So we're going to need 2 sets of these. We're going to need 2 sets of carbon paper. So we're going to need 12 logs. Smelt it up. No big deal. And we can make 2 carbon papers in just 1 moment. So there is 1 and 2. And then for these, we're going to need iron nuggets and lapis. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And just some iron nuggets. So what this is going to do, and this is based off of just kind of my assumptions. I need to turn those into blue dye. And carbon paper. Perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to head down below. And we're going to figure out where we're going to want these lamps. And I think rather than doing them in the corners, let's get them here. And that's the wrong one. It's this one. All right, so let's make sure these are in place. So 1, 2, lines up, lines up. All right, everything is good. So if we put the redstone lamps here in these 5 positions, hopefully this will be enough to light up the area below, but we can then put these guys on top. And I believe what we need to do, and I'm going to try this with 2 things. So we're going to click that one. Can it save multiple? No, it only saves 1. And it will save multiple of said one. So we have that block, and that block. And we can just move those up. We only need 2 more. 1 for there, and 1 for there. And then we should be able to, just to make things look clean, put slabs on top of these so that nothing happens. Now, theoretically, and if this is working the way I think it does, if it doesn't, then I don't know what's going on. If we put all of these in here, and then put the lever on top, if I activate it, it sends the signal to those locations, and everything is lit up down here. So yeah, it works exactly like I thought it would. That's kind of cool. That is really useful. It is super clean, and it's not enough. Okay, so I'm going to have to do a couple more. That's not a big deal. In fact, I'll probably not even worry about that until between episodes. I will come down here and fix that. But next thing that we need to do is water column. So let's get the water column in place. And this is all just so that we can kill mobs to get blood. So we're going to need a piece of dirt. We have a bunch of bone meal, we have our kelp, and we need to send some water down. So I'm going to just put the slime balls away. We should need that right now. Like I said, I will make another set of everything. I'll get that set up. This does have enough for 4 more, so perfect. Why does it have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9? It has 9 that it can go to, but everything makes in recipes of 8. That's a little weird. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a water column all the way up, and I think what we want to do is from that block, and the water should go all the way down. Of course, it is flowing water, which is why we use kelp. If we make a kelp tower, it will make it all, yeah, it'll make it all, oops, yeah, that doesn't even matter. It'll make it all source blocks, and that's what matters. Is that not gonna work? I thought that worked. Let's add a torch. Let's try this again. There we go. So the question is, will it reach the top? And it does. So now we can grab a piece of soul sand. I'm also going to grab a sign or 2. Soul sand is underneath here. And we'll grab a sign or 2. And that should be all we need to turn this into a bubble column, which is ultimately what we want. And then I think all that's left is, apart from getting in here, so we can put a sign there and a sign here. Break that, break this, and theoretically if we put a soul sand there, we'll get a bubble column all the way to the top. And then all we need to do, you know, I have an idea. Can we just put a vector plate like here? No, not like that. Can you go through vector plates? That is the real question. There is a way, and I know it's in the usage. Sneaking plus right-clicking the block will rotate it. Okay. So the question is, if we put it here, and then that is not what I wanted to do. Sneaking, right click, perfect. Okay, let's see what happens if we go all the way down here and go up the bubble column. Will we get pushed? Oh, wow, that works really well. Cool. So that's exactly what we're gonna have. So I'll just need to fill in this, slab everything up, and yeah, that will be everything up here. So the only thing left to do is to go down below and set up all of the vector plates down there. And I'm probably gonna need to make more vector plates. In fact, I know that I am. So that shouldn't be too much of an issue, but I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. And I'll be back once I'm done. And just a few seconds later, well, a few minutes later, it took me a little bit longer than a few seconds, I have all this done. So, kind of confusing because of all the arrows, but it does all lead to this spot. I got rid of one of the signs, put a vector plate there. Everything should work just fine. I got the lights installed so that there is full light in the spawning chamber. Nothing should spawn when we don't want things to spawn. And I even had to put in some lights up here, some torches, because things were spawning. And I just love that these work the way, like, mobs go through them and all that kind of stuff. That's really cool. So with that, we should be able to just flip this switch and start getting a bunch of mobs to come fall into this spot. And Jeb is the first one. And there is a baby blue sunrise, and it looks like they can't see us, and we can just get blood. So there is one other thing that we might want to deal with, and wow, that is a lot of blood very quickly. Okay, it's not that much blood. It's still a good amount of blood, but free blood. We kill everything, we get drops. I could probably put a hopper on there or an item collector, one of the two. All the items are going to be in one spot. Let's turn this off because it's actually pretty good. But yeah, so if we want the experience, we do have to wait a little bit. Things will still spawn. But we should be able to just right click that, get the experience, and yeah, this is working incredibly well. We have a full blood altar after like a minute. So all we need to do is deal with the drops, and I think what I'm going to do with that is just probably put a either an item collector or something, and I could probably put something back here and just have like a iron chest or something. I do wonder if we can just put a hopper there. I currently have a hopper down here, so if we break that, will that be good enough to collect stuff or not? I don't know if it will collect it through that block. It is a half slab, but let's get a couple things to spawn. It's kind of amazing how fast this works. I was going to make, we can get rid of that. I was going to make this thing called a water candle, which if you've played Terraria, like I have, know that this increases mob spawns, but honestly, I don't think we need to. So here is the question. If I hit you, so let's just get some mob drops in there. And it does pick things up. So we could just use a hopper. Experience, we can just get close. And that would work just fine. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up just a golden chest or something. And I think if we put chests under here, it should be fine. But that'll give us a bunch of mob drops as well, and everything will be great. So, blood magic taken care of. Now, it's not the prettiest thing in the world. We could make it look a little bit cooler. But at the same time, meh, I think it's good enough. We're also going to get a lot of bats, which I do believe still give you blood, but I don't know. So, that's that. We have all the bees now. We have free blood, and we can start working on more stuff. So, what's going to be the plan for next episode? Well, I don't really want to do too much more with blood magic right away. Because to be perfectly honest, that's a lot of grinding for me, and I don't really feel like doing that right now. So what we're going to have to do instead is work on something else. And I think what we're going to focus on is questing. And specifically, I think we're going to try to go to the mining dimension. This is a pretty difficult looking thing, but I think we can handle it. And we're going to try to go to the mining dimension and just see what that's all about. Otherwise, we're going to probably do similar things and just work on quests and whatever thing we want to. Maybe finish up some immersive engineering, just kind of figure out whatever we want to do. So I am planning on trying to get the refined storage system moved over and hook up the auto crafting for the processors between episodes, and the next time we'll hook up the we'll get the external storage and hook this guy up. Didn't I already make that? Actually, all we have to do is move it over, right? Let's see. It should be, yeah, okay. And the priority is higher. So yeah, we should be able to just hook up our system and call it a day. So I might put a crafter on here. We'll see about that. Not entirely sure how I want to handle that. We might put a crafter right here, put it into a chest, and then put the items here. We could filter things and all that kind of fun stuff if need be, but we'll figure something out. I need to finish, filling in the skystone bricks and obviously complete buildings. But I want to get at least the stuff over and set up now that we have all the honeycombs processing and automatically being stored and all that kind of fun stuff. So that is the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!